life progress and guilt. See how it all fits together. Roll it. Welcome back to another video where we are going to explore this thing called guilt when it comes to life progress. If this is your first time here, hit a like if you like what you see, and of course, subscribe so you don't miss future videos on this topic and other topics that will help you get moving in the right direction. So how does this all look when we talk about life progress? Really, life progress, we can set it up in different types of talks, and we can also look at different areas of this life progress. We're looking at it from a perspective of two separate scenarios that I think everybody deals with. One is when you come to a mindset where you are not achieving what you wanted to achieve. Two is when you're an overachiever and you don't feel like you should be there. These are the two topics that I often discuss with people because they either question, why am I not where I should be, or why did I get to where I never thought I'd ever be, and how did this all happen? And they feel guilt in either scenario. Guilt is a powerful thing, and really it pops up in the worst times, and it also pops up at the moments where you really need to kick it into high gear in order to achieve even more. Life progress really falls into that area of thinking where we look at our past, we look at the present moment, and of course that future. And that future is a real big, important, big goal. It's that thing called life purpose, and we often struggle with it. Very few realize it at an early age. A lot, take time through their life and their more adult years or early adult years, and some never even realize it. Along the way, whether you've realized that life purpose or not, you're gonna go through guilt on where you are with your life. Really, because we all have people in our lives that will tell us what we should be doing. We also have this thing called the social media, and we look at other people's lives and we compare ourselves. We look at what everybody's doing, we look at the things that exist, we look at the things we want, we look at the things we need, we look at what we actually have, and well, we start to play that negative narrative and off we go. The idea is very simple. When this guilt kicks into high gear, it's either gonna slow you down or it's gonna help you propel yourself to the next level. Guilt pops in because we start looking at the negatives, and this negative can start up, and it usually starts off from people, but it can start from our inner side of things, and usually that's when you're working towards something's not working, and you start to go that negative route where you start thinking, I'm no good for this, and then it turns into I'll never get it, and then it turns into I feel like a failure, and then you look at this whole life thing called progress, and you really see it as it is in that narrative, not in reality, and you think, hey, I'm a failure, and that failure mentality sticks for a while because guilt comes in. And usually it's because we allow it to happen, but oftentimes it's because there's a series of events that hinder our opportunity to see that success, like even a little bit. So how do we deal with all of this, and how do we look at the reality instead of that narrative? Well, first is understanding that you are in this narrative. You have to sit there and ask yourself, where am I on this line that I've created for myself? Okay. Now, of course, the line is squiggly, but we see it as this line where this is my start point and this is my ending point. And because we're on this line, we're pretending in our head that we're good when we start and we'll make it. But then the squiggly starts, and then as the squiggly starts, well, the narrative kicks in and off we go. Accepting that you are where you are is critical. I would call this step 2. It's critical to say, I am where I'm supposed to be. I was brought to this spot right now to solve whatever is happening for a specific reason. It's okay. Easier said than done, of course. This is a lot harder than I'm saying it, by the way. It happens to me too. I deal with it. This is why I'm making this video as well. I'm also making it about both subjects because this is when people call me, it's what they talk about, these two topics primarily, when it comes to this thing called life progress. Now, step 3 is to really sit down and ask yourself, is this moment, the situation we're having, is it causing a ripple in our narrative and bringing in this negativity? If I step back from the equation, where did I start? What did I do? And where have I gotten to? Am I on that right path? Is this small situation affecting me? The example on a business realm would be, hey, a website crashed and you can't get it back up and running. You need it to launch, and now you start feeling like that failure that you really aren't. On a relationship level, it's, that moment you break up with somebody, but then, your mom or somebody in the family pops in and goes, oh, now you're never going to get married. At the time what happened. You're in this position because whatever has occurred. That guilt will pop in because of this negative influence that popped in. But you have been working progressively towards your goal. So the question is, are we writing this down? Are we actively looking back at those positives that have gotten us here? When I talk to people about business and they're in this kind of a situation where the website isn't launched, this is that, and they're having this mental breakdown, I ask them, well, where'd you start 6 months ago? Where were you? Look at the progress you've made. How many people do you know that are doing it? Look what you have achieved. Where is your life purpose? How far is it? And what do you need to do to get there? Once you can really look at the whole progress, well, positivity comes in because they go, oh, look at me. That's simple as that sometimes. Sometimes it's a lot harder. And the reality is, in some cases, it will be harder, where you really gotta look at the whole situation where you're saying, I'm supposed to be where I'm at right now, and I'm supposed to be dealing with whatever I'm dealing with so I can grow even more. It's a learning moment. Once this occurs, you need to look at the whole picture and you gotta ask yourself, what are the next 5 steps I need to do that will be a positive impact to my progress? That's simple. Okay, when I get stuck on something and I have this mindset starting to kick in and I'm feeling it, I know it's coming, I hit up something that's positive and I do a series of positive work that's gonna just bring in this awesome kick-ass attitude where I'm just gonna be like, let's smash some more goals and off we go. I have a whole video series on goal setting and smashing goals, so don't forget to take a look. I'll link it above and I'll link it below. At the end of the day, it is in our mindset. At the end of the day, this is all mind games. It's our ability to show confidence through this. So the next time you're feeling like, what am I doing? And you have this failure mentality and look at my life and where's it going? Ask yourself, are you supposed to be where you are right now because of what you've achieved? And what can you do to get to where you want to be in 3 months, 6 months, a year? And if you're one of those people that just stumbled upon some awesomeness and your luck just worked out and things are going well and you're feeling that guilt that you're doing better than other people, whether it's family members or friends or what have you, ask yourself again, back up. What have I done to get here? What have I done to see this growth? Look what I've done. I deserve this. Let this be the confidence boost you need to do even more, and then go help those people that you're feeling guilty about. Go help other people. It's a great feeling to help people. And not only that, you learn so much that it helps you grow even more. And remember, whatever you're trying to achieve, well, it all comes down to where you are at and what your mindset is thinking. So if you allow yourself to stay in that negative, in that guilt feeling, that failure mentality will just keep on hammering you down. And honestly, most people lose out on their dreams because of emotions like those, instead of hammering down the work and getting things done to achieve their mission and purpose in life. If you have experienced this and you got some good advice for somebody, leave a comment below. And I mean, there's so many aspects that we can tackle this topic that, I mean, that comment, who knows, somebody might be reading it and might save a life.